Hello and welcome back to RBY Pokemon Challenges. My name is Teo, and today we're taking another randomized run at Rival 5. Now you guys know how this runs. Every single time we choose either the left center or right Pokeballs. And we have our memes that we use. You can vote Pokemon Center. You can vote Rhydon. But today, in honor of our very good friend Ken Schmidt, who always votes on these, he always leaves comments down below. He always gives me really great constructive feedback. Thank you so much, Ken. He voted to go left. Usually we say leftovers. Ken said, I always sleep on my left side. Well, Ken, that sounds good enough to me, man. So let's find out what Pokemon we get in the left Pokeball today. So we're just going to pop over here to the RBY Pokemon Challenges website and... Oh, Persian. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. A normal type Pokemon. We could struggle in Rock Tunnel against the Hiker, but maybe after that it will be just fine. We'll just have to see. Let's see what we missed. If we had gone Pokemon Center, we would have gotten Poliwhirl. That's going to be an interesting one when we get there. Unevolved, but Poliwhirl has an amazing moveset in this generation. And on the right, Venomoth. Okay, we would have been role-playing as Koga. Anyway, sorry Venomoth, sorry Poliwhirl. Today, we're running with our Persian. So, I'm going to get our Persian set up over here, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. We can see Persian has really good speed, but outside of that, it doesn't have great stats all the way around. Everything else is pretty middling. So we really need to use our speed to get through battles and take out opponents quickly. Now, there are a few things that we have going for ourselves with this Persian, though. Looking at our learn set, we've already learned some of our strongest moves. When you consider that we have Bite, we have Screech, those same type attack bonuses can really stack up and make it really powerful later in the game. One more advantage that it has going for it is that it has a pretty good move pool when it comes to TMs and HMs. Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam. Stab Hyper Beam could be huge with a fast Pokemon like this, and Double Team could come into play, especially in the late game. So with that being said, let's get into the run now. Here with Persian, we have already beaten Misty. It was a close call, but we got through using Bite. Bite is really good because it has a chance to flinch our opponents as well as doing damage. So let's take on Rival 2 right now and see how this one goes. So right here, we're just going to lead off with Bite. It's hands down the best move. We'll use Water Gun here on Sandshrew, and I'll make sure that I replace that here fairly quickly with Bubble Beam. But let's take on this Hiker. Here, Bubble Beam is an easy one-shot on the Onix. And we have one more last to get through. We're just going to spam Bite on her and get through this fight. Easy, easy, easy. Super, super easy. And let's save Bill from his Pokemon addictions as usual. And there we go. We have gotten through the Bill's house section of the run. Let's take on this Rocket Grunt. Here, Bite is not a one-hit KO and still not a one-hit KO. So Bite is 60 base power, but it's not a super, super strong move. Of course, we're going to get better later on, but for now, it's the best that we got, so... Here, let's take on Rival number 3. He has the exact same team as he had in Cerulean, so I don't think this will be a challenge. It's a one-shot on Spearow. It's a one-shot on Rattata. Bubble Beam is a one-shot on Sandshrew. And maybe the critical hit mattered, but it was a one-shot on the Eevee. So we got through that fight super easy. And we are going to take on Lieutenant Surge here because getting our hands on Thunderbolt is useful. It will build out our moveset a little bit more and possibly make it so that we can get through some other fights. So against Lieutenant Surge, I'm actually going to lead off with a Screech or two, and then go into Bite. And there we go. We take him out. No problem whatsoever. And we're going to go ahead and forget Growl to learn Thunderbolt. And I think that's going to be the best move at this point. Now, we have Bubble Beam, so I don't think this is going to be a challenge. But let's find out. So Bubble Beam one-shots and one-shots. And here against Graveler, still a one-shot. So yeah, Bubble Beam is just way too strong. So, Rival 4, here he is. We have some decent moves to take out a lot of his Pokemon. So, it's just a matter of, we'll bite one-shot a lot of these. It's not one-shot, it's looking like two-shot range. But still, I mean, 2 hits to take out all of his Pokemon is not too bad. And we can just make our way over to Celadon now. I don't think Erica's going to be too challenging, but we don't have any super effective moves against her, so she could be a challenge. We're just going to have to find out. Here against the Execute, it's just a couple bites and we take it out. So now, it's all about Erica herself. Here, we've got a pretty set strategy. We're going to lead off with a couple Screeches here to make Tangela a better range. And then it's just time to start spamming some bites. And we get through on the very first attempt. And that wasn't even very hard. Yeah, sure, we got a flinch. That's part of using Bite, guys. Next up is Team Rocket. Jesse and James, let's see how they go. Here, we're just going to lead off with some bites. We get poisoned right away. That sucks. But we do get through Meowth easily, and we get through Ekans very easily. So Team Rocket, no problem. Let's take on Giovanni. Let's see how this one goes. Against Onyx, we're just going to lead off with Bubble Beam. It's an easy one-shot. Another easy one-shot against Rhyhorn with Bubble Beam. And now we have his Persian. We're going to use Bite. 2 bites, takes it out. We get through without taking any damage. Fairly easy fight. And now Marowak. Let's see how Marowak goes. Bubble Beam does take it out. And now, Team Rocket. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts. Okay. We get through. So, Mr. Fuji is up next. We've saved him. Get our Poke Flutes. Here we are, up against the rival. Let's see if we can get through with our Persian as it is right now. We have Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt, Bite, and Screech as our moveset. So first here, against Sandslash, Bubble Beam is clearly the way to go. We're taking a lot of damage though. Thunderbolts against Cloyster, and we get taken out. Let's try this one more time. So, Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam. Okay, we get through with much better health. Thunderbolt, and we get through Cloyster. Now, I think we're going Screech into Bite here. Okay, we get through, but now we're confused against Kadabra, and we get taken out. Let's try this again. So, Bubble Beam, we get through. Thunderbolts, Thunderbolt, we get through. Bite, Bite, and we get taken out right there. So, I'm not saying it's impossible right now, but it's definitely not consistent. And we can do a little bit more before we go there, because we can go down to the Safari Zone, pick up a bunch of items to sell. Hyper Beam could be our ace, given just how powerful it is. And we have Hyper Beam. We are at the rival. We have Hyper Beam. Let's see if that's going to be enough. So here, I'm going to use Screech into Hyper... Ooh, we missed. We're not taking that. So Screech into Hyper Beam. That will take out Sandslash. A couple Thunderbolts will get us through there. Let's use a Screech into Hyper Beam here. Hyper Beam right away against Kadabra. And a Screech into Hyper Beam will take out Flareon. And just like that, with the addition of Hyper Beam, this becomes a fairly simple battle. Hyper Beam, 150 base power plus same type attack bonus is just completely overpowered, and with Screech being able to lower the opponent's defense, we can actually turn that into a huge advantage. So with that being said, that does it for our Persian run. Persian was really not too bad. A pretty simple run overall. And yeah, that's another Pokemon through Rival 5. So, you guys know what you need to do. Drop your comments down below. Do you want Pokemon Center? Do you want Leftovers? Do you want Rhydon? Which Pokemon do you want us to take? Which ball? Tell us in the comments. I will take them every time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Later.